Okay, so today I'm finally going to be making music with the note blocks inside of Minecraft. Now, I'm just going to be honest, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I don't even think I've played Minecraft properly for at least 7 years, so this whole video should be quite an experience, and also just to make it a little bit more interesting, I'm not really going to be following any music making tutorials with Redstone or anything like that, just because I think trying to figure out the process myself is a lot more fun. I don't really have any Redstone experience at all. I think I made a hidden door when Pistons first came out. Actually, I think it might have been before Pistons came out. I might have had to have a mod for that. This is looking like a nice little area to start, so I'm just going to pull in some note block. Now, from the very limited knowledge that I have of note blocks, it makes a different sound depending on what it is placed on. So we've just got this harp sound when it's placed on the grass, and we also have a kick drum when it's placed onto stone. Now, I'm already starting to figure out that the way that you choose your notes is quite annoying. You have to cycle through all of them, and it seems like there is a 2-octave range, which means if you're wanting to play some of the higher notes, you're gonna have to be clicking 23 times. And that is for every single note that you play, so I think this is gonna be very tedious. And then so I think to trigger the note block, we can just use one of these buttons. So if we just go like that. Oh yeah. And then for the next step I can, whoa! How do I do that? I think I can just use these like that. So I think I can just use this redstone repeater to pass the signal onto another note block. Yeah, that is really fast. And then if I remember correctly, that changes the timing of the current. Yeah, I am a redstone master. So now let's just test out a little melody like that. Boom, boom, boom. We'll slow those down a bit. Oh no. I forgot the last note. That one in there. Put in one of those. Now this should be complete. Yeah, nice. It's quite slow. Let's speed it up a bit. Yeah, that is actually quite nice. So that right there is pretty much everything that I know about note blocks. This is definitely going to be a challenge, but I think it's still going to be a whole lot of fun. I think the songwriting is going to be the easiest part. It's just going to be trying to get all the timing and stuff like that right. That's going to be the real challenge. So now I've just quickly gone through and placed down all of the different note block instrument sounds. So starting over here on this side, I've put down all of the drum sounds. Got a nice little kick, snare, wood block, and this cowbell sound here. And then over here we have the percussive melodic instruments. So we've got a whole bunch of vibraphone, a xylophone, just things like that. Those two sound pretty similar. This one just sounds like it's got some reverb on it. And then over here I have my stringed instruments. So we've got this nice bass sound, got a guitar sound, and then this last one is a banjo. Nice. We've also got this didgeridoo, I think that one's meant to be. Doesn't sound like one. And then next up we have this flute sound. Yeah. And then these last ones here are just this harp sound. Then we've also got this electric piano sound, and we're just finishing it up with this square wave. That is all of the instruments right there. I actually quite like the sounds that they use for them. Apart from this one here, I don't think I'll be using that one. Now I think it is finally beat making time. I might start off with these drum sounds here. I think I'll just start off with a solid kick. So I'm just gonna need some stone for this. Actually, I better raise that up a bit just to make it a bit easier. Whoa! I think I might just start off by trying to do a really basic 4 to the floor beat. Just go like that. Another one in there, and then that is 4. I can count. So let's just quickly test that out. Oh. Dummy. Okay, let's see how that is doing. Nice. It is a bit fast. And I think I need to put a delay in here, just because I can't actually hear it because the button's too loud. Hey, perfect. Now, can I actually try looping this back around so that it just carries on playing? I guess I need to go like that. Okay, that doesn't work. Do I need to put one of these in? I'm getting somewhere. Is the timing off, maybe? How does that work? How do I stop it from... Hey! I actually got it. It's a little bit out of time though. So there is too much of a pause, so I think I need to change that one. Closer. Actually, I need to get rid of that one there. It's a really weird rhythm. Hey! There we go. I did it. Wow. I'm so smart. And that only took me like 15 minutes. I'm a master. So now I'm just going to try placing down some snare drums. So we'll just go. Hey! Nice! That actually sounds pretty decent. I just think these snare drums are pitched a bit too low. Yeah! I'm actually pretty proud of my creation. It actually sounds pretty decent. I'm just going to try add in another snare here. I feel like it's missing a little bit of a... Oh, we're getting there. Put on one more. Hey! Oh, yeah! That is sounding good. It actually works. So I think this is actually a really satisfying way to make music. I still don't really have any idea what I'm doing though, but it is working so far. I might actually just try to take my skills one step further, and I'm going to try putting in some of these woodblock sounds. How do I stop this? Do I just have to... Okay, there we go. So I want these woodblock sounds to go in between, in between the kicks and snares. So I'm just going to guess that I have to set this redstone repeater to be half the length of this one here. Put another one in there, and... Bruh. Another one in there. Whoops. Then we'll just pitch these up a bit. And now I just need to patch up my circuit and we can test it out. Wait, why did it stop? What is going on here? Do I have to... Oh, there we go. How did I do that? I have no idea what I'm doing, but at least these wood blocks sound pretty good. I think I need to put one in here. Oh, got the wrong pitch. Got to go all the way around. Yeah, that is good. That sounds good. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds really decent. I actually think the only thing that this beat needs is some real hi-hat sounds, but these wood blocks are close enough. Now, before I start adding on some more instruments, I need to figure out how to actually loop this, because at the moment when I press this button, it just completes the loop and the current doesn't flow anymore. So I've got no idea how to fix that. I did a temporary fix before by doing that, which kind of works, but I don't really know what I'm doing. I guess I'm just canceling half of the circuit out so the current goes brain, but I'm not really understanding the logic behind it right now. I'm quickly just going to try making a little loop section around here. I haven't had to think this hard for a very long time. This is confusing me. That, and then it comes around. What if we go like this? And then it comes around. Goes around there, goes back out. What? But then where would I put the switch? What does the circuit actually achieve it? That didn't work. Ah, I'm so confused. I can literally feel my IQ increasing as I make this circuit. Come on. Bruh. Hey. Genius. Oh no. What have I done? I need to set all of these like... Oh no. There we go. Now I can actually understand what is going on here. So I just moved the repeater that was at the end here and the one that was over here, and then I've just built this little redstone loop here to trigger the drum beat. I thought this would just be the easiest way to pause the song while I actually make the rest of it so it's not constantly triggering, and I thought it'd also be easier to add in extra instruments this way so the circuit is constantly going. If I just want to play it, I just need to put redstone in there, and there we go. Want to pause it, cut it out, Good to go. This is actually a whole lot easier than I was expecting it to be. Somehow I actually managed to remember how to make this little circuit here. All of this knowledge from 7 years ago is just coming back to me. But anyway, now that I got my drum beat in here, I think it is time to start bringing in some more instruments. I think I'm just going to keep it simple for now. I might actually start off with this bass sound here. I think we might actually just do that. And I think I'm just going to start this off with a really basic pattern just to see if it works. And because I want this one to be playing at the same time as these wood block sounds, I'm going to need to put a little bit of a delay at the start. Yeah, that should be good. So just put that one in there, put you in there, you in there, you in there, and one there. Put these ones in. Actually, I don't think that's going to work because then it'll just keep looping, but it'll still be getting a signal in here. Maybe. So I need to go back around here, I think. Let's test that out. Why'd my circuit just stop? What did I do? Okay, so I need to put this one here, goes into here. That one needs to be on 4, and... Okay, test number 23. I had this Redstone repeater set to the wrong timing, so let's try it out again. There, that is good. Now, I have a bit of problem with the panning. So my main problem that I'm having is that because I've placed my instruments in 2 different areas, I'm getting some volume problems just because of how the stereo sound in the game works. Now, I've actually made the output of Minecraft to be mono because I wasn't liking having different instruments playing on different sides, but obviously that is still affecting the game's audio. It is just making the further away parts quieter. So what I'm going to have to do is I might have to stack up all of my instruments on top of each other. So we'll go drums on the bottom and then I'll put my bass on top of it. But I also have no idea how to do this, so we're just gonna have to make it up. I'm really hoping that this fixes the problem. If it doesn't, I don't have any other ideas. So I just need to copy this circuit here and put it up above these drums. I just realized I don't even need this whole return red line thing here. There we go. Efficiency. Nice. And also down here, I didn't even need to have that looping over, so I just need to copy this little section here, which should be really easy. So I'll just put my little delay Redstone repeater like that, and I can start putting in the bass line. Oh, yeah. Hey! There we go! So that is actually working perfectly. Now the drums and the bass line are playing at the same volume. Actually, just to make sure that it perfectly lines up, I'm going to place it even closer. Yeah! It is actually pretty easy to change the melody up once you've got all of the note blocks put in. I think it might actually be easier to work that way, placing in the rhythm of the notes first before actually placing in the specific notes themselves. I'm actually pretty proud of my creations so far. No tutorials. We are expanding. So I've made my little looper at the start 4 times as long, which means that I can make my little music loop 4 bars instead of just the 1. It is actually working pretty well so far. I know it's just going to start getting extremely messy once I start bringing in some more instruments. So I've just copied over these kicks and snares. Now I just need to bring over these woodblock sounds. This is going to be fun. That sounds pretty good. I think I might actually move this little syncopated snare sound here to the end of every second bar. That also means I need to change that note. Wait, I did all those wrong. Is that right? Actually, I think I might put it over here instead. That delay is really weird. I might actually need to put it there. Oh no, it's triggering this sound. Actually, I didn't even think about that. I started building my beat way too close to these instrument sounds. But at least the snare is working properly. It's in the right place. I just need to sort out all the pitches for them. Okay, those first 2 bars are sounding perfect. Now I just need to do it all over again. I'm going to need to move all of my snare drums over to this side here. Glassity glass, glassity glass, 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 and glass. Nice. That should be all working perfectly. Oh wait, actually, I need to put on this little section here. So we're going to need that one and one on that one. I don't even know what it's called. That one on that one. Put in our snare. So that should be my entire 4-bar drum loop taken care of. I hope I put everything in properly, because if something's out of place, I don't think I'm going to be able to tell what I've done wrong. So anyway, let's go ahead and test out our finished drum beat. Hey! Hey! Perfect! Nice! Oh yes, that is a relief. It actually works. I don't have to go through and fix up anything. Now, because I made it 4 times longer, it is definitely starting to look a whole lot more confusing. I hope I never have to touch this section ever again. But anyway, that is all taken care of. Let's move over onto this bass line once again. So I'm just going to extend it out so that it is 4 bars instead of just the one. And then I think I might go through and choose a progression to work with, which I can build all the chords and melody and stuff around later on. Oh yeah, look at that. I've extended out the bass line. So now we have 4 bars of bass. Now at the moment, all of these bass note blocks are just playing the default note. Yeah. So now I just need to go through and come up with a bass line. This should be pretty easy. So I think I'll keep the bass note for these first 4, and then we might go. Oh, that's getting confusing. Might need to pause it. So that should do. And then these ones here will just, that should do. And then these last 4. Nice, let's test it out. Yeah, that is a very generic sounding bass line, but I'm just trying to keep it simple for now. I can always make it more complex later on. Let's just quickly test it out with the drums. Yes! That actually sounds good. Oh, I'm proud of that. Okay, so I'm just trying to think, is there any way that I can trigger each individual instrument loop, but still have it play in time? I'm actually thinking that it might be pretty easy. I might just quickly try do that before I move on to the next instrument. So let's say I want that to trigger the bass. Then we want that signal to come out of there. And I am already confused. So I wonder if there's any way to combine. What is that? Comparator. Never seen that before. So I just quickly looked up this Redstone comparator thing. I haven't seen it before, but even just from looking at the little icon for it, I really thought that I'd be able to use it just to trigger all of the different instruments separately, which I am. So what I understand about this thing here is it takes 2 different input signals, and whichever one is the strongest, it will output a different signal, so either on or off. So I've just got this longer input coming from my beat counter thing over here. Oh, where'd you come from? Anyway, hey! Go away. Can you just go away? You're ruining my video. Anyway, we've got this longer signal here, and then the second input that I've got is just hooked up to this lever. So because this one is always going to be stronger because it's just 1 block away, whenever it is turned on, no current will flow out of this comparator thing, which means none of my instruments will be triggered. But if I switch it off, they play. Easy. Now I know that most people already probably know how this thing works, but I've never seen it before, and explaining it just really helps me understand. So now I just need to do a whole bunch of testing to try figure out how I can have it trigger each different instrument individually. See ya, mate. Oh, that's cruel. Oh, he's just getting in my way. So I was just thinking that I could do this by doing a whole bunch of different tracks. So I'm just thinking a little something like this. If I need some more instruments, I can just keep bringing it all the way along here. This one here should trigger the drums. Yeah. And if I flick this one, it should start playing the bass. Kind of. Why is it out of time? Oh, wait. Need to flick that. Okay. Let's try that again. Yeah. That sounds good. So it actually works. I'm feeling pretty proud of myself. I don't need no tutorials to make music in Minecraft. I mean, it did take me longer than it should have just to figure that out, but it's still more rewarding than just looking it up. So now I think it is finally time for me to move on to the next instrument. But before I actually start putting in any notes, I might just rig up another one of these channels here. Now, because I guess the signal might get a bit weak, I need to put some of these in. Oh yeah, so now I've just got 4 different channels to trigger 4 different instruments. For these 2 here, I'm just gonna have to put a little bit of a delay on to make up for this repeater here. So we'll just put in those. I think that should be enough. Yeah, perfect. Oh yeah, would you look at that? So I've just made up these templates for the 3rd and 4th track. So now I just need to choose some instruments to use and I can start placing in all of the notes. So I'll just quickly trigger the drums and the bass while I try to find something to work with. Why did I try that? I quite like this one here. Don't want those. Oh, dummy. No. Not that one. I think for these last 2 instruments, I might use this square wave sound here as well as this. Whatever that thing is, I can't think of it. I can't actually remember what that block there is. Bone block. That's it. No, it's not. I can't find it. There it is. Block of iron. Yeah. Now I might try use this sound here for some chords, so I'll place this track on the top. So I think I actually want it to go in there. Let's try that out. Why's my timing off? So my timing is really off, which just means that I've messed up these redstone repeaters. So let's try figure it out. So that one there is putting a delay on the bass. That one there is set to 1. Why? I need to make this one here too. Should be playing on the snare. Yeah, there we go. I am smart. I might actually just quickly load up an instrument into Ableton just to make it a whole lot easier to come up with a melody. Just because if I do it in here, if something doesn't work, I'll have to destroy it and just reset it back to where it was. So let's just turn on the drums and the bass and... That kind of works. I was meant to be doing some chords though. I think that is going to have to do actually. I think that actually works out better than putting in some chords. I think I'll just try it out with this sound here. If I don't like it, then I'll bring in this square wave sound. I think that might also work. So now I actually have to think about where the pieces go. Bump, bump, bump. Start off there. Better turn it on. Oh, that is an octave lower than I was expecting it to be. I might actually just write it in with this sound here, just because it is in the higher octave. It'll be a whole lot easier to work with, just because that way I don't need to constantly keep clicking in the notes. I mean, I'll still need to keep clicking them in, I just won't have to click as much. So for this next note, just go like that. And then I think I might need to have one branching off here. Set that one like that. Yeah, there we go. So now when I put in my next note over here, shouldn't have any issues. No, it's too early. I need to have this one here, coming along here, going into another one of these, and we just set that like that. Yeah, perfect. Apart from the pitch. Bump, ba-dum, bump, bump. Okay, where's this next one? Me brain hurt. So this one is another weird timing, so I might actually shoot it off this note block. We'll just do the same thing over once again. Yeah, that is working pretty well. So this is starting to get extremely messy. So I'm going to have to put one block in there, one of these boys in here. Bump, ba-dum, bump, 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 bump. Yeah, nice. I can't even remember the original melody that I had in my head, but at least I managed to come up with something in the end. It's a little bit complicated, but at least I managed to put it together. So now I just need to go through and find the pitch that I want. This one. And that one. Yeah. Perfect. Now I can set all of these just like that. Yeah, I'm on a roll. So now I just need to duplicate over this little section that I've got here onto this side, and then I just need to switch up the melody a bit. So while I was just transferring over all of my video files from my camera, I ended up finishing off this melody, but because there was a lot of footage to transfer, I had a lot of free time, so I also ended up rerouting all of these switches here. So now my toggle switches for each different instrument are right next to each other, and now I also don't have to move around too much so the audio doesn't get all weird. But because I still had a whole lot of time left after rerouting all of these wires here, I actually went ahead and put together this big beat counter right here, which is totally unnecessary. Now this is just hidden behind all of this black concrete because I probably did it in the most inefficient way possible and I didn't want anyone to see it. But in the end, I actually think it turned out pretty good. It works. Slowly. Yay! There we go. I feel like I'm actually starting to get the hang of all of this redstone stuff. I'm actually having a whole lot of fun with it. But anyway, onto the important thing for this video. Let's go ahead and have a listen to what my song is sounding like so far. Hey! Switch those off. So I think I'm actually pretty close to finishing this off. I think I just need to put in one more instrument in this third lane here. I think it is just going to be some really basic chords. I might use this sound here for them. Or do we go with this one? I might actually try writing them with this one. I can always swap it out later on. So what chords should I go for? Do we go like that or do we go slower? I think those chords there are going to do. It is sounding pretty cheesy, but that is alright. So we'll do the first chord on the snare drum, which should be this block here. So for our first chord, we'll just go. So that should be it for our first chord. I'm just going to trigger this instrument here. Yeah. Now, where's this next one going to go? Yeah. Now, I'm starting to get confused. Okay, so bump, 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 bump. I think I can just go straight 0. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's gonna be easy. Another one in there. Bump, 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 bump. Oh, too easy. So now I just need to switch up these chords here. How is that sounding? Perfect. Doing these chords is actually surprisingly easy just because you can stack them right next to each other and it'll still play the whole thing. Before I actually started this video, I thought I'd have to wire multiple different note blocks together just to make one chord. So now for these next 2 bars, I'll just follow the exact same rhythm, but I'll just change up the chords. Hey, got it. Finally. Now I can finally update this sign here. It is no longer nothing. It is chords. Actually, no, it is chords. Oh, but anyway, now that I'm all done with that, I think I'm finally finished with this song. This actually turned out to be a whole lot more complex than I originally thought it was going to be, but there is nothing wrong with that because I had a whole lot of fun making it. So anyway, we better move on to the moment that you've all been waiting for. So after working on this song for nearly 12 hours straight, here is the finished beat. Enjoy. So there we go, that is my song made entirely inside of Minecraft with the note blocks. I hope all of you enjoyed this video just as much as I enjoyed putting it together. It was actually a whole lot of fun. I definitely think it was a whole lot more fun not following any tutorials or anything like that, even if I did things in the slowest way possible. I really enjoyed learning the process, and I actually think it'd be pretty fun to go in and add in some extra features to this machine, even though I'd have to make an entire new one because this one is a mess. But yeah, anyway, that is my music made in Minecraft. Make sure to go ahead and let me know what you thought of this video down in the comments, and also make sure to let me know if you want to see any more of these videos in the future. I'm definitely keen to make them. I'm just not sure if anyone else wants to see them. And yeah, I'll see all of you in the next couple of days for my next upload. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.